you saw that the House actually voted to pass, or they actually passed the quote unquote ban on TikTok.
Yes,
they did.
They did. That was yesterday.
It was like, and it was pretty.
It was actually fairly bipartisan
Yes.
and overwhelmingly supporting the ban. Both
which is when they all agree on something, that the hair on your neck should
stay. That's the thing, and this is what's really weird is that they specifically it's for some reason it's like dividing people across party lines. I mean, like within party lines, I should say.
No, it's
right.
Yeah, it is.
Well, anyone with half a brain has to look at the press. I mean, not even trying to be funny. We saw the Patriot Act. We saw domestic spying. We saw Department of Homeland Security fusion centers where they took tactics from Guantanamo Bay and Abu Ghraib and started moving it into domestic facilities. How many months, not even years, until you think that they're going to remove Rumble or BitChute or something, and they're going to put on the same guys that said Trump was a Russian? They're going to roll it out with Rumble.
Yeah. So specifically, what they in the language in the actual here, let me go ahead and share my screen just so you can see exactly what I'm seeing. This is from Thomas Massey, a Republican from Kentucky. He specifically highlights. Well, actually, let me go to his tweet and not the actual. So he says the so-called TikTok ban is a Trojan horse. The president will be given the power to ban websites, not just apps. The person breaking the new law is deemed to be the U.S. Or offshore internet hosting service or app store, not the foreign adversary. And he specifically highlights a section where it says the foreign adversary controlled application. The term foreign adversary controlled application means a website, a desktop application, mobile application, or augmented or immersive technology application that is operated directly or indirectly by. Oh, did he not continue? God damn it, Thomas.
Well, of course. I mean, he didn't want to. It's controlled by a foreign adversary, and it's going to be like who they deem as foreign adversaries. So right now, that's the CCP, Iran, Russia, and
so
North
Rumble.
Korea.
Rumble is a Canadian company.
Rumble.
Well, now they're a U.S. company.
Now they're a U.S. company,
right? They have a U.S. but TikTok has a U.S. branch too, don't they? Do they not?
Yeah, but their major
ByteDance
is Chinese, and anything that's with, and also what you guys have to know is that the CEO of TikTok completely lied to Congress about whether or not what it is that the CCP does and does not receive from the data collected by TikTok.
So for some reason now we're basically staking our lives on TikTok by defending it, are we not? Because of whatever precedent this sets. And if it's getting bipartisan support by the quote unquote establishment on the Hill, that obviously means it's going to be bad for the rest of us. Right, Tommy?
Yeah. Don't look at things in terms of it's Republican or Democrat. Just look at it and think, are you okay with the politician you hate most in this life being the president and having these powers? That's all it is. Imagine it's the president you hate most. So right now, imagine for all the liberals that like it, imagine Donald Trump has these powers, and he will, if he wins in November, he's going to be able to remove anything that he deems a foreign adversary. Are you okay with that? No, you're not. What happens when he removes Reddit? What happens when he removes fucking Twitter and says, all these pro illegal immigration videos are, this is a foreign adversary, we're taking him down. The people that are going to be fucking screaming. What if he calls Dylan Mulvaney a foreign asset and fucking takes it down?
Hold on,
you're
Tommy.
making some really good points.
Actually, Tommy, now you've actually convinced me. This thing is fucking kicks ass.
This thing is pretty solid.
Siraj is like, now will they wrap him up and his family? Will they all be worked to death in a labor camp?
Tommy, please stop making this sound so fucking cool.
Right.
You guys just boot me from the show. Like, this is great. Fucking, you're like, Sig Heil. Let's fucking take him down.
Oh, yeah.
No, it'll be the thing you hate most about it will be used against you. Well, yeah, exactly. No, but think about it. All the same shit they used right after 9/11 for an existential threat is eventually rolled up and used on you. All this domestic spying, all the stuff that Snowden leaked, Echelon, X Keyscore, Stellar or SolarWinds, whatever the fuck the name of the programs were. These were all things that started looking outwards, and then after 9/11 looked inwards, because we can't have fucking towers falling in Lower Manhattan, and eventually it's used on you and I. The same shit's going to happen. They're good at letting it cook for like a year, but they'll start dialing it up towards BitChute, Rumble, Brighteon, CloudHub, whatever the fuck you want. They'll start taking them down one by one.
So you don't think that's this idea? So we got a comment from Master Thief over in our local saying, foreign adversaries are Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran. And then he says that whatever, I guess he's calling bullshit on all of this. I don't know. There's a section here. Master Thief, you're gonna have to be a little bit more specific. I don't know if there's
people that are cheering this on were the same fucking retards who are saying we gotta go get the weapons of mass destruction from Saddam Hussein, who had nothing to do with 9/11. It's the same shit.
Right, but we do have to do it to the CCP.
I'm all for nuking China.
Absolutely.
Let's not dance around it. Let's get it done and be done.
And I'm also I like to use their own like climate change as an existential threat for society. So why am I like trying to get rid of somebody's minivan and some other mother's stove oven when the real threat to climate change is China? If you nuke China, you get rid of 38% of the carbon emissions and stuff, and you save the world.
So you don't think that the specific term foreign adversary is going to be you think that term foreign adversary is going to be abused by presidents in the future?
Well, I mean, and not even being completely serious. I mean, look what we just saw with 4 years of Trump. They said he was a Russian asset, and it's not even floated as like an SNL joke anymore. Everyone's just like, oh yeah, that whole thing. We just don't address it anymore. It's like we just left the Middle East and we just went, they lied and we spent $10 trillion and killed 1 million people and we fudged it. Next, like no one gives a shit. What makes you think that they won't just immediately start going for if they can do it to a sitting president? Why can't they do it to a corporation, like a shitty backwater, like alternative website?
Oh no, I don't see. I definitely could see them doing that.
Yeah. And all you got to do is just find a fucking server from something. And from the same way that the NSA was able to spy on you, is they could use up to, I think, 4 degrees of separation. So if someone in your phone book lived in a foreign country, technically everyone in that tree was now considered partially a foreign adversary. And so they could theoretically spy on literally anyone. Okay, you have 2 Rumble servers in Toronto or something? Foreign adversary.
Canada is a foreign adversary.
They are. They also have to die.
What would be in the language in the bill in order to allow something like this to go forward? Because I don't think we should have CCP having any kind of anything from like news media, anything like that.
I had on 2 guys this morning. I had Dr. Thayer and former naval captain James Fennell on today to talk about their book, like something about China. And I've had on generals before, like Brigadier General Robert Spalding from Obama's National Security Council. I've had on these guys before, and they said this morning they're like, they're for the banning of TikTok. And I made a point at the very end. I was just like, just playing devil's advocate here. Like, an entire huge thing is called elite capture, and it's where the reason why we're not at war with China is because they have either through blackmail, like an Epstein Island type thing, or just some sort of monetary thing, you've captured people higher up. So the people that the reason why we're not maybe going to war with someone is because they're bought off and they have a couple penthouses and they're like, yeah, China's not that bad. Well, if you can capture them, why can't you capture the same fucking legislators that passed this bill? So it's either we get rid of TikTok, but we also go all in. You remove all foreign-owned land by China. You remove all the farmland they own near military bases. No more giving them cobalt and silver and gold and all the shit for their electronics. Either go balls in. If you're gonna take out your dick, you either take out the entire fucking thing or don't take out any part of it. Because if you're doing part of it, it seems like you're trying to control the free flow of information. If we're gonna go to all-out war, draft the guys and Dylan Mulvaney and all them, and let's go to war and kill 1 billion people, or don't do it at all.
All right, so you're basically advocating for decoupling with China, which is something I think a lot of people.
If you're gonna do it, do it all.
Do it all.
Don't do this half-ass occupy Afghanistan for 20 years.
No overseas production.
I've had on the fucking former like CIA ground branch guys, and they've all said to a T. They're like, here's how 9/11 should have been handled. The evening of 9/11, we should have hit them with several thermonuclear warheads, and it would have been over. Instead, we occupied it for 20 years and got nothing done. So get rid of TikTok, fine. But get rid of bleach the entire slate, or don't do it at all, because then it just looks like they're going to use it to clamp down on misinformation.